Good morning, YouTube. This video and the other few parts of it are basically a challenge to Emeek77, aka AppleSoldier, or any YouTube users who think the Mac is a superior machine. I personally think the Mac is a very overpriced POS. All of them could have been great machines, but then Apple got hold of them, and being Apple figured out, how can we take this great machine and F it up? So, I'm going to tell you why I think this is the case, and I want y'all to tell me why I'm wrong, since y'all seem to just think Apples are the best machines in the world. One of the things that drives me the most nuts about Apple computers is actually a built-in flaw. In the Mac OS, there is a built-in flaw basically designed to brick the machine, and that is that applications do not close. In both Windows and Linux, when you close an application, it stops using resources. It's not using RAM and CPU runtime anymore. And the applications that don't do that, you can open up the task manager and manually kill them. They go away. They actually die. In a Mac, this isn't the case by default, and in some cases it's actually impossible to do. When you click that red circle button in a Mac, the application is still running, as evident by the little triangle in the dock. Now you would think, okay, I opened up Safari, but I red circled it instead of Command Q or Safari quitted it. So I'll click the already running instance of Safari, and it'll open the same one, because it never actually closed it, right? No. I am the Apple OS. I know you didn't close it, but I'm going to open another one, and 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 another one. This is how almost every application works on an Apple computer. I just keep opening more and more and more and more and more instances so that all the users out there who click the red circle and want one-click termination of programs. This is ironic, because where all these flaws come from is there's things that you should be able to do with one click that you can on both Windows and Linux, but you can't in OS X. So you have to go through extra hoops to kill this. And there are some applications this isn't even an option. To name two, Finder. Once you open Finder, that is running on that machine until the day you reinstall OS X. And you open multiple instances in Finder. I know Apple users who have gotten beach balls of death solely because of the fact that they use Finder a lot. It's like over time, their Mac runs slower and slower and slower until every single time they want something, they just get the beach ball of death. Because it's processing all these unused instances of Finder or other things. Because they never closed. Same thing with the widget. I think it's the dashboard thing. I forget what it's actually called. Forgive me if I miscalled it. There is actually no way to kill this thing as OS X is built. To kill it the way OS X is built, you have to go in to terminal, type a line of code, and then another line of code to do a refresh, and then that kills it and it goes away. And then you can't use it at all. You then have to type in 2 more lines of code in terminal to be able to launch it again. There is an additional application that you can get, but it's not made by Apple, it's a third-party application. Yes, somebody else made an application that added one-click termination to the dash. Why did Apple not build this in? Why did they make it so ridiculously hard to kill this thing? Why is this built-in flaw built in? My personal logic is they want your Mac to get slower and slower and slower and slower and slower and slower. So eventually you go, I need a new machine, let me give Apple another $3 grand. I'd rather they just make the machine work. not build in flaws to make it break. So explain to me why this built-in flaw, which basically means the way 90% of users are going to use OS X, the longer they use it, the slower it gets, is not an overwhelming defect and something that should be fixed. This leads me to my second point. When Apple screws something up, they refuse to fix it. Now, everybody, no matter how brilliant they are, they're going to screw stuff up. The point is, when you make a mistake, you go, oops, we're sorry, we fixed it. Now, when Apple makes a mistake the very next year, Steve Jobs, or whoever the heck's given the keynote speech, should go, well, we had this great idea, but it turns out our users didn't really like it. So we listened, and now it works this way. And everybody would clap, and everybody would go, yay, yay, yay. And the stock would go up, and the shareholders would be happy, and everything would be good. But no, that's not the Apple way. Behind some dark room and closed doors, guys, we made a mistake. We're Apple. Apple doesn't make mistakes. How can we spend millions, if not billions of dollars designing something absolutely absurd that will take us 3 to 24 years to fix the simple flaw in a really elegant and overly done way? Ideas? It's just, you know, I can name 2 big ones off the top of my head. It took Apple 24 years to add right-click to the mouse. 1984 to 2008. Their desktop computers did not have right-click with Apple hardware until 2008. That's 24 years to admit they oversimplified the mouse. Copy and paste on the iPhone took till version 3.0. And I know what the hang-up was there, even though it's never been officially released. At least my theory is. They were back there. It's like, how can we reinvent copy and paste so this simple thing that everybody uses will be, I have news for you, Apple. We don't care if it's yeah. We care that we can do it. You make a mistake, fix it. So, point 2. All y'all Apple fanboys, explain to me why when Apple makes a mistake and doesn't include a feature they should have, or screws up a feature that they had and didn't do it right, that they shouldn't immediately fix it and admit they made a mistake. Why should they pretend the world's flat? Alright, I'm on 8 minutes, so even though I could probably cover it, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next part. Hope to see y'all in the next video.